everyone, and welcome back. We are super busy this Memorial Day weekend, and I figured since all the sun should be coming this upcoming week, it is perfect timing to do a lot of direct sowing. So today I am going to be direct sowing some vegetables and herbs into my little containers back here, which my husband purchased from Costco. I have two sets, so I'm going to do one set over here, and then I have another set on the other side of my deck, and I am super excited to give these a try. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Kristy. I am located in Massachusetts, Zone 6A, with an average last frost date of May 15th. And we have been doing so much around the garden this weekend. I love a great 3-day weekend, and it's still very cool here. I was actually in my winter coat earlier this morning trying to get things done. But once you start working around and you're just going, you tend to warm up. So I have these 5-tier containers right here, which was purchased at Costco. I'll try and put the link in the description below. And each one's gonna have a little bit something different. So I started growing these little they're called micro lemon tomatoes. I have 3 of them. Actually, this one already has some tomatoes. It has seen better days. We've had some really cooler nights here and lots of rain, and so it kind of threw everything for a loop. I've had these hardened off now for weeks. They've been in the greenhouse for probably a month. We started these a while ago, back in the winter time, actually around February or early March, and it is time to get them in. So for this container particularly, I will be putting my tomatoes up top, and then I will be putting in some marigolds, some nasturtiums, and then some herbs along. So this one my game plan for this one right here is tomatoes, and then I probably will do a layer of marigolds, and then I will do another lettuce maybe, and then I will have some nasturtiums, and then I might have some zinnias, so I want to do some flowers. And then on my other one, I have some basil, which will go on top. I have our parsley that we did together, which looks a little bit sad. I also have some cilantro I will be direct sowing as well, along with maybe some more nasturtiums and zinnias on the bottoms, just to help bring the pollinators in. So let's get to it. So this is actually my first time growing in a vertical tower or some sort of stackable container. I know you can also purchase them from like the Dollar Tree as well. And then I know there's like those really expensive ones that are much taller, but I just needed something simple. I really wanted to grow lettuce. Last year I was growing lettuce and the bunny kept eating it and the chipmunks. So I'm hoping that if I have it a little bit higher up, it will deter them from eating. And again, I have not seen that pesky rabbit. So up top, we will do our tomatoes, and then I will have some lettuce. Now for lettuce, we have some Little Gem. I have some free ones from M.I. Gardener. And then I also have a salad bowl lettuce by Burpee. I did some testing out of lettuce inside and it looked amazing. And then I kind of just forgot about it and we never even were able to enjoy it. I have some marigolds that I purchased from the dollar store. And then I also have, I have some zinnias as well from American Seed. And then I still have some nasturtiums that I plan on using. So I have the single blend by Botanical Interest and these purple emperor ones, and then I also have a red one too, but I probably will put my nasturtiums on this second level right here, and then the smaller dwarf zinnias on the bottom. So I'm super excited. I love direct sowing. I just love not having to harden anything off, and so what better than things that do pretty well direct sowing. So I'm gonna start with my tomatoes in hopes that if I start up top and if I scatter any of the dirt, it won't ruin anything since there's nothing in there quite yet. And whenever I do tomatoes, I will put some bone meal in as well. And then I do have some Alaskan fish fertilizer that I will go ahead and do. I also make my own soil, which I will show you. I was doing that earlier. I just do 50-50 mix, which is compost and topsoil. I add worm castings, perlite, and peat moss. And you can also substitute peat moss with coco coir if you choose. So these are, again, micro lemon sherbet tomatoes. I have some seeds that I germinated at the end of February or early March. And I had these basically for my coworker. And oh, look at that. I already forgot the bone meal. See, the good thing is that you can always pop it out if you need to. So we have my bone meal, and I'll pop this in. And I probably will top this off with some more soil too. I wasn't sure how high to fill it. All right, so we have one down. Here, let me move this closer. There we go. So we have one here, and then I guess it would be smarter if I moved it back this way. All right, we're gonna do some more bone meal. This one had a little bit better luck. It had my cups. It has a great root system right here. This is going to be using my solo cup method. It does have some sad looking dead leaves on the top. All right, we're gonna get this one in. And I have to give everything a good water. And then these, I probably will add a little bit more soil afterwards. All right, then we have one more. I really wanted to give dwarf tomatoes a try. So I figured, why not give it a whirl and then put it on top of here, which was perfect. All right, let me have this one. So I'm gonna leave this tag here. And like I said, it looked really sad, but the roots are looking great. It's just, we've had just these cold spells and it has just been relentless and just never ending, it feels like. All right, there we go. So we have all of our tomatoes tucked in. It's supposed to be nice and sunny, and I think we only have one day of rain, warmer weather, finally. All right, so tomatoes. So next I'm going to do my marigolds. And these ones I just purchased from the dollar store, so we'll get those in next. And I'm just going to scatter a handful in. I'm just gonna make 2 small holes. I've actually had really good success with marigolds in direct sowing. All right, so I'll do a handful there just to help deter anything that may want to come and enjoy our tomatoes. And I usually just chuck a handful in each hole and then just backfill. Again, why I just love direct sowing. It's just super nice, quick, and easy. All right, and we'll do some over here. And the best part about this is that where it's located, it gets sun on all sides of this container. So I'm very happy about that. All right, this side looks good too. All right, so next I'm going to do my lettuce. And I think on this side, I'm going to do the little gem here. So I might as well make my tags so I don't forget. All right, so we have our marigolds here. All right, so this is going to be the little gem. On this side, and I'm just going to pop a few in a very shallow hole. So let's see. All right, here we go. And opening these is never easy, so I always use a garden label to act as like a little envelope opener, and it seems to do the trick. All right, so I'm just going to do 2 small holes and just gently shake some in. All right, so we have a little gem there. And then I'm going to do the salad bowl one next, which I'm sorry you won't be able to see, but I promise it's going to be in there, and then I'll make, and the best part about lettuce seeds is you get so many. Whoop. Uh-oh, sounds like Mason's waking up. All right, and then on the other side, I'm just going to do the burpee little gem. And this one, oh my gosh, sometimes I don't even know why I use garden gloves because they just get in the way. Okay, let's see here. Does anyone else have a hard time opening these? I just don't understand sometimes. There we go. All right, I have 2 little holes. And we are just going to tap a few in. Oh, wow. That one actually had way more, so we can thin that out later. All right, great. All right, next up, we are going to do nasturtiums. I want them to be able to cascade down. So I am just going to do 2 holes. Now with nasturtiums, you can do several things before planting them out. You can soak them for 24, 48 hours. You can nick them with nail clippers or kind of scuff them with sandpaper. I have never had any issues just leaving them as they is and just waiting. I just plop them in. I don't do anything special to them, and I just let them be, and they will always pop up. I'm going to put 2 per hole. On this side, I think I'm going to do the orange, and then I will do the purple over here. And then I have some red as well, so maybe I will do that. I just love nasturtiums. I love how they cascade over. So we're gonna put 2 on this side. And then you know what I like to do sometimes, if I don't have my plant labels, I will just leave them here. Oops, sorry, I'll put you down. I will just leave them there so then that way you can see. And then what I do sometimes if I don't have a label on me, I will just put the actual seed packets there so I don't forget. I'm gonna go grab my other red ones and then we will put some zinnias in. All right, so I also have these, and I thought, you know, it will be fun if I just do a bunch of different colors. You can also save the seeds from these as well, so you can use them for next year. The flowers are also edible. I have not tried them myself, nor do I probably plan on it, but I've heard they have a peppery taste, so maybe we will get there eventually with trying new things out. All right, so I'm just gonna leave this over here. I'm gonna make my tags later. All right, so I was going to do some zinnias until I realized they were not the dwarf ones and I cannot find them. I know I grabbed some. Where they are, I couldn't even tell you. So I'm just going to put some more marigolds most likely right here. Actually, I'm just gonna leave this for now. Actually, you know what? Let's get some cilantro in since I have this right here. Why not? So I know you can go ahead and soak these as well. You don't have time for that sometimes. So I'm actually just gonna put a little bit of cilantro. I've seen that you can break them. We're just gonna give it a whirl with it, just leaving it as it is. You know what? Sometimes we just don't have time for this. If you're new here, I do everything during nap time and on the weekends. So we are basically constrained on time. So I just do whatever I can to get my things going and working. And you know what? Sometimes it's just, you don't have time to game plan or think of things to begin with. So this is slow boat cilantro. So we're just gonna give this a little whirl. And we'll just make sure we keep everything really moist. And I'm gonna give these labels and then we're gonna go over to the other side. All right, we're moving on to our next container. So I will be putting basil on top here. We'll start at the top and work our way down. We'll do a mix of some more nasturtiums. I do have my parsley, so I have never grown this before. I'm not sure if this is, you know, doing so hot or not, but this is just what it is. I am just trying to get all my herbs in. We started these back on March 2nd, so I'm not sure if this is how big it is supposed to be by now. I guess we'll find out. So we'll do basil, and then I'll probably do some type of marigold, my parsley, nasturtiums, and my, oh my gosh, what's it called? So I'm going to be doing my basil, and then I will probably get some lettuce in. Then we'll do some parsley, cilantro, or nasturtiums and cilantro. So let's get to it. And there you have it. All of our containers are stacked up and they are filled with great herbs, flowers, and some vegetables. I hope everything will germinate. I'm going to give everything a nice water right now, and then we're just going to let Mother Nature do the rest. Hopefully she'll be kind to us and we'll have some nice warm sunny days. If you want to stay tuned and see how everything is going, go ahead and click like and subscribe and hit that bell button. I plan on doing some more weekly tours once everything is planted in. I'm hoping to do that maybe the second week of June or so. Once everything's in the garden, it is tidied up. I don't have winter sowing jugs everywhere. We got some weeding done. I still have to do my sunflowers, and I still have to plant my cut flower garden. And wait until you see my amazing flower stand that my dad built for me. It was actually just delivered today. I am thrilled. I still have to paint it. It will go out front. So we are super busy. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. I want to show tours of what everything looks like. I told my husband he really needs to start working on this grass, hopefully this year or next year, so it can match the level of what I hope the garden is going to look like towards the summer. So until then, happy gardening, and I will see you all next time. Bye.